I want to talk to you about the best ways to reach a credit card's minimum spend requirements. So whether you have, let's say, a business credit card or a personal credit card, some credit cards want you to really meet a minimum spend requirements because if you want to unlock certain rewards, certain miles, certain points, you got to spend a certain amount. This can be 20. Sorry, this can be $200. It can be $500, $5,000, or even 10,000. It depends on the cards itself. Some credit cards actually require a higher spending limit. So it's all about the card's benefits because credit card providers actually have to judge the card's benefits versus what you have to give. It's a give and take transaction. Okay. So the first way you want to really meet, let's say, a credit card's minimum spend requirements is to actually consolidate all your expenses on that particular card. What I mean by that is you want to put all your purchases on the card, your family purchases, your family's purchases, anything you spend money on. Instead of using a debit card, you want to use a credit card, that credit card that you want to really use to meet a minimum spend requirements. Okay, so you want to really actually put every purchase that you make on the card, even the little stuff like $5 here, $8 there, $20 there. Those things add up big time, and before you know it, you can actually meet the requirements over several months actually. And so the second way to actually reach a credit card's minimum spend requirement is to actually sign up before a large expense. We all have large expenses every now and then. Okay, maybe you want to buy a let's say a TV, TV set, for instance, and you know you probably can spend like $10,000 depending on the model on that. So, and what you want to do is you want to really time your expense. Okay, so when you sign up for this credit card, you are like 1 week or 2 weeks away uh, from actually buying the stuff. Okay, so what I want to say is that when I say large expenses, I'm not just talking about 10 grand. It can be $500. It can be $800. It can be car repairs, home remodels, an air conditioner replacement, and various other large purchases. Okay, anytime you have a large purchase, I mean, I think 3 digits or even 2 digits. That's pretty good to really put it on the card. Okay, so the cash value of the sign up bonus you're earning can effectively decrease the cost of your large expense. If you want to really reach a credit card's minimum spend requirements, you can also think about your rent expenses. And so normally when people think about rent, they're thinking about regular cash, right? You have to really link your tenant's account to your bank account so that the landlord is debiting your account every month, right? But in the last 5 years, there has been a new comma in the credit card space, and that's Built. And Built actually is a loyalty program that lets you, as a renter, pay your monthly rent with any credit card for a 3% transaction fee. So they're charging you 3% every single month when you use Built to actually pay your rent. Okay, and so this can be a great way to earn a sign up bonus when you put everything on Built, and because the slug of rewards you will earn are worth more than the 3% fee. Okay, you will also earn Built rewards in addition to the everyday rewards from spending on your credit card. So this is a wonderful deal if you think about it. Another way to actually reach your credit card's minimum spend requirements is to actually think about those little expenses that actually add up over time. There are permanent. For example, utilities. For example, cell phone bills. So you can prepay. In this case, you can prepay your utility bill or cell phone bill, and you will really are increasing your credit card's minimum spend requirements. Okay, and the cool thing is that some utilities and telecom providers, Verizon and AT&T among others, they allow you to prepay or overpay your bill. Okay, so if you are coming up short of your minimum spend requirements and you are near the end of your qualification period, let's say 2 months or 3 months, you can overpay. So because overpayment of a bill, utility bill, can be a good way to make an advance payment for something you will eventually pay for anyway, right? So this is kind of cool. And so yeah, we're talking about AT&T, Verizon. You can do it also with your electrical utility provider. I've done this with Con Edison in New York, but also PSC&G in Jersey. And those providers, they work fine. So, but you have to really just talk to your electrical utility provider, your local water utility, and streaming services. Okay, so that's something to really need to really think about big time. Now, of course, some providers will put a cap on the amount you can prepay or overpay. If you want to reach your credit card's minimum spend requirements, so you can really tap into you can unlock the rewards, you can unlock the points, you can unlock whatever cash bonus that you are going after. You can also pay medical bills, medical expenses, and get reimbursed. Or you can be reimbursed from a an HSA or FSA. Okay, so when I say HSA, I'm speaking about health savings account, and when I say FSA, I'm speaking about flexible spending account. So those are good ways to actually manage your medical expenses, especially if you have some expenses that are recurring. Let's say you have a kid or you have a family member that's actually on medication, and you're trying to really find a way to monitor their medical expenses. So pay for qualifying medical expenses with a credit card. And what you want to do is you want to reimburse yourself from a health savings account. Okay. And that's kind of cool from a flexibility point of view. Besides flexibility, you also are able to generate credit card spending without paying any fees, actually. Okay. Because those medical expenses, they actually qualify. So this is really good. So let's say you have some surgery, like some major surgery or something, even minor surgery. Okay, you want to take care of something. Let's say your vision. You want to take care of your skin. You go to a dermatologist. Like those expenses, you can actually put them on your credit card and get reimbursed from your HSA or FSA. And there are a lot of credit cards on the market that allow you to do that, like the Chase Sapphire Preferred Card. Okay, can also help you big time. And also, another way to reach a credit card's minimum spend requirements is to actually get reimbursed for work expenses. So the cool thing is that you can actually, let's say you're traveling, right, commuting, or let's say you are doing like you're paying a hotel, like you're just paying for accommodation, for instance. Okay, and that's kind of cool. So any expense you can pay and later get reimbursed for can help you toward the minimum spend requirements. The cool thing is that you're getting reimbursed anyway, right? So basically, you can actually front the payment. You can front the 5 grand or the 10 grand, and so you can meet the minimum spend requirements and actually get reimbursed by your company later on. So it's a cool way to actually meet the threshold. If you want to reach your credit card's minimum spend requirements, whether it is 1,000 or 5,000 or $10,000 within 3 months or within 6 months, within 6 months is too long. I mean, credit card providers, they actually give you 30 days, 90 days, or 120 days. So another way to actually get to that number is to actually pay your federal taxes. Now, the cool thing is that some states also allow you to pay your taxes that way. So you can use a credit card to pay the IRS or pay your state tax authorities. Okay, and when I say taxes, it's not just about income taxes. You can also use a credit card to pay your sales taxes. Okay, and so if you need to, because normally sales taxes are not you paying taxes, it's you remitting whatever you have collected from customers, remitting that amount to the state. But bottom line is that if you think about actually reaching your threshold real fast, think about using credit cards, okay? And of course, some third-party providers will charge you extra. They will charge you anywhere from 1% to 3% convenience fee to actually allow you to pay your taxes using a credit card. But honestly, if you think about the 3% you'll be paying, or even the 5% you'll be paying, versus the cash the cashback bonus that you'll be getting, or the sign up bonus that you'll be getting if you actually meet the minimum spend requirements, is actually a pretty good proposition, actually, because you will be your rewards, your bonus for signing up with with a new credit card provider. That reward is actually way more than 3%. So if you think about it from a strict economic proposition, a strict economic transaction, charging your credit, of course, charging the your federal taxes or your taxes. Let's just say your taxes, put simply, on a credit card are pretty good. Now, of course, it just means that you also want to make sure that you put a significant amount. So if you owe the IRS, let's say 5 grand or $10,000, that's pretty good. But if you owe, let's say, a small amount, 300, 200, it's just better to pay it from your bank account and not really bother, with the credit cards, unless doing so can really help you. Okay. Another way to reach a credit card's minimum spend requirements is actually pay property taxes and homeowners insurance. So I was telling you a little earlier that besides sales taxes, income taxes, and other taxes, you can also use the credit cards to actually comply with your fiscal regulate with your fiscal let's say fiscal directives in your area, and property taxes are actually one. Okay, so if you're buying or refinancing a home, you can choose to decline escrow and pay your property taxes and insurance out of pocket. And so that's kind of cool. So but you want to go with this method if you are very, very strict with budgeting and you're able to save enough throughout the year to make the lump sum payments when they are due, right? So you want to really understand, like, let's say your property taxes are over 10 grand a year, like you're paying like at least $1,000 a month in property taxes. So that's a significant amount. So if you charge it on a credit card, chances are you are able to reach the bonus thresholds real fast. Okay, and and if you're able to find a credit card that gives you an intro offer of 0% APR for 1 year, that's even better. Okay, so that's kind of cool. And also do the same thing for homeowners insurance. Okay, so this is really good in terms of possibility. Now remember that escrow requirements are part of your mortgage contract. So you are able to typically only choose to waive escrow and pay taxes and insurance out of pocket during the home purchase or refinance process. If you have an established mortgage, you probably won't be eligible, especially because the regulations are different from state to state anyway. Also, you can also use credit cards to pay other insurance premiums, health insurance, okay, or business insurance also. If you're running an owner operator operation, if you have a single, like, let's say, a sole proprietorship business, charge your insurance premiums on a credit card. Now, if you have a business, if you have a properly established business, it's a lot better to have a business credit card and use that credit card to actually pay for business insurance expenses. Okay, so this is kind of cool. Now, if you pay, let's go back to insurance premiums at the individual level. So if you pay any form of insurance out of pocket, chances are you can pay your premium without incurring a fee, actually, okay, using a credit card. So you can actually, whether you're paying every month or every quarter or every 6 months or every year, it really depends on your budget. You can say, I want to pay upfront for 1 year my car insurance. Like if I have a car insurance with Geico or with all states, for instance, I can really pay this upfront. Or you can say, listen, I will pay it every 3 months or every 6 months. Okay, so you want to try that strategy, and basically that's kind of cool because you are able to even get a new card with a bonus like a reward bonus that can help you actually reach your goal in terms of budgeting. So if you want to reach a credit card's minimum spend requirements, another strategy here is to use a bill pay service like plastic. Now, plastic has been around for the last few years, for the last 5 to 10 years, and it has been very popular during COVID because all of a sudden consumers found a way to actually navigate their the sudden budgetary problems. Okay, so plastic is kind of cool. So if you incur a large expense with a contractor or a vendor that doesn't accept credit cards, consider paying a credit card through a third-party bill pay service like plastic. Okay, now plastic doesn't give you the service for free. They will charge you a 2.9% fee for using a credit card, and plastic or another bill pay service will send the merchant a check. So this is kind of cool. And if you think about it, 3%, again, once again, paying a 3% upfront to a 3% APR to plastic upfront, and you're thinking about the bonus that you're collecting from the credit card, this is a win-win proposition for you. Okay, so this is kind of cool, and especially if you just have to make sure that you work out the numbers. You work out the numbers to make sure the numbers make sense for you economically. For instance, if you are thinking about getting points, you want to make sure that those points, when you translate them into dollars, they actually go way above how much you'll be paying to plastic or other services. Another way to actually reach your minimum your minimum cards spend requirements is to cover group expenses. So group expenses, we all have those occasions when we go to a restaurant with a family, with our family or friends. Okay, so basically you can offer to pick up the bill and have them reimburse you with cash or through the app, the Venmo app, okay, or the Zelle app actually. So group tabs can be really pricey, right? Especially if you have a large group, right? It's all about numbers here. So this is an easy way to make progress toward your minimum spend requirements. Some purchases, such as those made at restaurants, might even earn you bonus rewards. Okay, just be sure the people you're with will actually pay you back, because the last thing you want is to actually finance a charity. Like, no, you do not want to just front a lot of expenses. Okay, and also you can try to buy gift cards with caution. So if you still have a bit of spending to do, you can buy third-party gift cards from retailers where you regularly shop. Like, it depends on your spending patterns, right? You look at your lifestyle, you look at the kind of stores you go to regularly. This can be a gas station, this can be a grocery store, this can be a restaurant, this can be a garage, a mechanic shop. It really depends on what your lifestyle allows you to spend on. But be sure to only do this if it's money you'll be spending later anyway, right? You want to make sure that you are aligning your gift card purchase with your regular budgetary activities anyway. Many card issuers allow gift card purchases to count toward the initial spending threshold, but some issuers like Amex, American Express, explicitly do not. So, one thing, my word of caution here is that you want to check terms and conditions carefully before relying on this method. So those are the top 12 ways to reach your credit card's minimum spend requirements. Okay. One thing you need to understand here is that when we talk about rewards, or let's just say points or mileage, whatever, there are a few things to remember. Okay. Remember that travel cards, for example, with the biggest rewards typically come with annual fees, right? Some of them go all the way to $695 a year, like for the Chase account, for the Chase card, but also $595 for the American Express card. So you have a huge expenses to actually account for, and there is always a higher interest rate to worry about. So what you want to do here is that you want to be careful about charging large amounts to your new card if you can't pay off the balance in full every month. That's what I was telling you, to actually align your spending with your budget, with your budgetary capability, how much you could spend, actually, how much you can pay off too. Because if you don't really think about it properly, you will find yourself in a very in a deep hole, budgetarily speaking, because interest charges can quickly strip any value you will receive from points and miles and cash back. Okay. But if you can spend responsibly, you are disciplined enough in terms of budget. You can get creative. You can time your application right and use your new card for everything. You will meet the minimum spend requirements in no time, especially if you have a strategy that you have laid out properly. Okay. So if you want to maximize your rewards, you can go for travel credit cards among others. But you want for travel credit cards that prioritize what's important to you, like whether you're looking for the Chase Sapphire Preferred card for flexibility, point transfers, and a large bonus, for the Wells Fargo Autograph card, that's a wonderful card for no annual fee. You have the Capital One Venture Rewards credit card for flat rate travel rewards, for bonus travel rewards and high end perks. That's the Chase Sapphire Reserve. That's the card that's charging you $6.95 as an annual fee. For luxury perks, you have the Platinum card from American Express. And if you are a business traveler, you want to really think about the Inc. Business Preferred credit card. So, in conclusion to this conversation, I'll share with you our top 12 ways to reach a credit card's minimum spend requirements. Okay. So, I just talked about everything from putting all your purchases on the card all the way to covering group expenses and also using a bill pay service like plastic. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.